And now, Public Access presents Men on Films.
Hello, I'm Blaine Edwards.
And I'm Antoine Merriweather.
And welcome to Men on Films. We're going to be reviewing the latest films.
From a male point of view.
First up is that controversial movie, Do the Right Thing. Now, I really like little Spike Lee's courage in making this film. I especially like the way he mixed the racial tension with the violence in order to give his message, do the right thing. Come on out the closet. Don't be afraid to be who you is. Black, white, or whatever.
Ain't that the truth, Ruth? Now I'd like to talk about an exciting new film, Karate Kid Part 3. It's all about men working out their problems in a very physical way. It was all so primitive. And you know, I really enjoyed Mr. Miyagi, played by little Pat Morita. Ooh, and that Ralph Macchio. 3 words, fabulous.
Boy, I hope I look that good when I'm 40.
Stop.
But I have to disagree. I disagree. There's just too much violence in this movie. Don't get mad.
You better give me back my scarf.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. They went all wrong. What's all this kicking about? This is a movie about relationships. This could have been a beautiful picture about the special friendship between a mature, masculine, older man and a tender, ripening, consenting young man. See, I think America's ready for that.
You know I am.
I bet you is.
Now I'd like to talk about a film I've been anxiously waiting to see, Great Balls of Fire.
I ain't gonna touch it. But the title alone gets 2 snaps up.
Now let's talk about some films that are soon to come out on video. First up is Black Widow, starring Teresa Russell and Deborah Winger. Hated it. Also coming out is Miss Firecracker.
Is that Gene Anthony Ray's new movie?
Holly Hunter.
Hated it.
And we finally have Dangerous Liaison, starring John Malkovich and Glenn Close. You know, John Malkovich is like every moviegoer's fantasy. I found myself just alone at night just thinking about his intensity.
Yeah.
What you think of Glenn Close?
Oh, I loved him. And I really have to admire the producers for daring to cast a man in that role. I mean, that really made the picture for me.
Hello? Glenn Close is a woman.
Clutch the pearls. What a sneaky thing to do.
Well, looks like we almost out of time. Would you join us next week when we talk about Mel Gibson's Lethal Weapon?
I hope it's loaded.
You crazy.
Cable Access, Channel 62 presents Men on Film.
Hello, I'm Blaine Edwards.
And I'm Antoine Merriweather.
And welcome to Men on Films, the show that looks at movies
from a male point of view.
Tonight's show is sponsored by Nuts and Honey.
What'd you say?
Nut and honey.
I bet you can't eat just one.
I bet I could.
Tonight we'll be wrapping up the summer films. First up is the box office smash, Total Recall.
Yes, this is the movie where muscle-bound Arnold Schwarzenegger goes in search of his past. Just a hint, Arnold, try looking in the closet. Next, we have Betsy's Wedding. Hated it.
Then there's Ghost. You know, Patrick Swayze was the real standout in this film. You know, I'd breathe life into his spirit any day. Even if I did have to go through Whoopi Goldberg. Perish the thought.
Yes, indeed. Now we come to Dick Tracy.
You know, I love the title, but the movie just left me limp.
I know what you're saying. This is what I don't get. All the characters fit their names. You know, Flat Top had a flat top. Prune Face looked just like a little prune. But I never got the chance to see...
It's hot in here. Then there's Pretty Woman.
Hated it. This one should have been called A Fish Called Julia.
Ooh. Next, Eddie Murphy was back in another 48 hours. You know, I'm sorry, this movie just got off on the wrong track. I feel that they should have spent more time where the real story is, in the prisons. I'd like to see more about them old sweaty men's all together in them tiny little cells with no one to turn to but each other's.
Ooh, drop the... I get it.
Then we come to Spike Lee's Mo Better Blues. I'm sorry I didn't care for it. It just didn't put no toot in my horn.
I'm sorry, but I like this one. I mean, little Spike Lee outdone himself this time. He really stretched out in a dual role as both the lead character's manager and love interest. Oh, he was okay as the manager, but ooh, he just thrilled me to death in those gripping love scenes with big old handsome Denzel Washington. What courage it must have taken for little Spike Lee to take off them glasses and let that little hair get knotty and say, hey, this is me. Here I am. See me, love me.
Hello? Put the car in park. The love interest was played by Spike Lee's little sister.
Yeah. Well, touch me in the morning and then just walk away. I don't know. I think you should go see this again. Then you tell me who's who.
Yeah, well, you can go without me.
Twan. Don't get mad, Twan.
Okay. Finally, we have Die Harder. What a way to go. 90 minutes with Mr. Bruce Willis.
Oh, yes. Don't tempt my tummy with the taste of nuts and honey. You know, the only thing I didn't understand was all the violence in the film, because the title suggested a love story.
I second that emotion. I think this one still deserves the new and improved two snaps, a twist, and a kiss. Well, that's our show. Next week, we'll be looking at Air America, starring Mel Gibson and Lil Robert Downey Jr.
Pilot to co-pilot, we're going down in flames.
Bye now.
Public Access Channel 96 presents Men on Film.
And I'm Antoine Merriweather, and welcome to Men on Films. Tonight, we have a brand new sponsor, Ballpark Franks. They plump when you heat them.
That they do. They almost can't fit into the bun.
This week, we're going to answer some of our critics who say we can criticize films, but we don't know how to actually make cinema.
The truth is, we've been making a lot of films over the years.
But tonight we're gonna focus on our feature films. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this. The first Men on Film Festival. This show is all about us. It's my turn.
We begin with a Western picture called The Magnificent Nine.
Now, this wonderful flick starred Blaine in the title role. And I have to say, Blaine, you just exploded onto screen. Kudos. Let's take a look at an exciting scene from The Magnificent Nine.
Supposed to wear it to the side. Bartender, I want something stiff to drink.
Jack Daniels?
He look anything like you? Say, I'm looking for Butch.
I'm Butch. Who's looking for me? Well, if it isn't Johnny Ringo.
It's a mighty big piece of steel you got strapped to your leg.
This town's not big enough for both of us, Ringo. I'm riding you all the way back to Frisco.
Go ahead and make my day.
Come to mama, girl.
Butch, I miss you so much. I ain't seen you since the barn dance. What happened to you? You left your spurs over my house.
How did you get out of the handcuffs, girl?
Hey, today. Twan, do I see the little green-eyed monster peeking out?
Just a little bit. Everyone knows the real reason why you got that part. It was the time you spent on that casting couch.
Excuse me, Miss Thing, but both of us spent time on that couch. So anyway, our next film is a thrilling adventure starring this thing over here, set in the dark, dank, moist confines of a World War II submarine. It's called Deep Sea Men.
Oh, hush. Dismissed, sailor.
Captain, I'm all finished in the boiler room. Request permission to put my shirt back on.
Permission denied, sailor. Oh, by the way, those smudges look fabulous. Go put on those little shorts I like so much. Go on.
Captain, enemy ships at 6 and 9 o'clock.
Oh, excuse me. Fire torpedoes!
Here's the chairman of the tube, sir. We can't get him to move.
Oh, phooey. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to guide this one in myself, men. I'm going down in the hall. Here I come, you Nazi bastards!
You were good,
Thank you.
but you wasn't me.
Oh, you just determined to work my last good nerve, ain't you?
Yes, I am.
I have just 3 words to describe my performance. Wonderful. And I'm through. You know, I was disappointed when my film was not released with its original title, Das Booty. Oh, well, that brings us to our most recent, and I must say, our most successful collaboration. The boxing classic, Kid Fist. I think he likes me.
Hey, let go of me, muchacho.
Come on.
Hold still. I hope that hurt, Beast. Yay, sis! Thank you. Oh, jeez, he's good. All that Latin blood just pulsing away in him. And he's cute.
Maybe I should do a couple of rounds.
Come back here. Don't swallow. I never do. Oh, look at my eye, it's all puffy.
I know, I can fix it with a little Vaseline.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Listen, if he hits you again, you tie him up.
Okay, I don't think he's into that. Yoo-hoo! Hey, bro.
Let's give Kid Fist the new Men on Film patented Festival Flamenco Snap.
Olay! Well, I think this should put to rest all that carping and caterwauling about who can and who cannot make movies around here.
Join us next week when we take a look at our new Christmas film, The Last Boy Scout.
Zip up your sleeping bags, because it's going to be a bumpy night.
I hope so.
Good night, everyone.
Cable Access Channel 96 presents Men on Film.
Hello, I'm Blaine Edwards.
And I'm Antoine Merriweather.
And welcome to Men on Film.
Today, we're going to look at films on video cassette from a male point of view.
That's right, and tonight we're brought to you by a brand new sponsor, Hungry Men's Dinners.
Now, how do you handle a hungry man?
I wrestle him down and take advantage of his weakness.
First off, my favorite love story of all times is All the President's Men. Now, this is a story about outing in which two male reporters has to investigate the goings-on in the White House. Ooh, there was just too much intrigue. But the real hero of this movie is a man they call Deep Throat. See, he was the one that led them to the end of the trail where they find Tricky Dick.
Like they were gonna find something else. So anyway, my favorite love story in video is Deliverance. Now this is a film about love and camping. But the movie really doesn't start off until they meet up with them little dirty hillbillies who teach these men about how to rough it in the great outdoors.
Just make me want to squeal like a pig. My goodness. I also like 48 Hours. I'm telling you, what with Nick Nolte handcuffed to that cute little chocolate brown Eddie Murphy's. Two men from different cultures learning to love one another and depend on each other's for strength. It was like an all-male version of Jungle Fevers. I got just two words to describe another 48 Hours. Scrumptious. I'm through.
Which brings us to our next category, musicals. Now, my favorite musical is Grease. With that young little John Travolta and all the little James Dean lookalikes slicked up in leather and wearing that, all that chaps stuff, trying to act butch, you know. It's just too bad they spoiled that film with that cold fish from down under, Olivia Newton-Fish John. So, because when I look at John Travolta, let me tell you, child, Grease is the word.
Oh, you know what? I have a consumer alert for all our viewers. The film Black Stallion is not about Denzel Washington. It's just about some stanky old horse.
But I tell you one movie that did live up to its title. That's Shaft.
Shut your mouth.
But I'm talking about Shaft.
And I can dig it.
And that brings us to our next category, fish stories. First there's Little Mermaid. Hated it. Then there's Splash. Hated it. And finally there's Thelma and Louise. Double hated it.
I mean, who wants to see two scruffy old white heifers in a stank, dirty convertible screeching and caterwauling?
Foof.
You know, I couldn't wait till they drove off that damn cliff. Bete.
Now listen, if you want some real excitement, I can recommend some video cassettes in the action film genre.
Oh, like you mean, like Pee-wee's Big Adventures?
No, I saw Pee-wee's Adventure. It wasn't that big.
Moving on. But you know, I particularly enjoyed the action and excitement of the James Bond films.
Oh, me too. I especially like Thunderball and Goldfinger, and my favorite, Never Say Never.
And let's not forget Octopussy.
Hated it.
Which brings us to the time in this show when we discuss our 2 favorite films on video of all times. Now, for me, it's got to be the movie Big, starring Tom Hanks as a man with a little boy inside him. I believe we can all relate to that.
My favorite film of all time is Psycho. I particularly love the end where Anthony Perkins puts on his mother's dress and he says, "This is me, this is who I am, let's take a shower." And that old Alfred Hitchcock, his name alone drives me psycho.
So, for all the fine films on video cassette, let's give it a patented Films on Video snap. 2 snaps and a rewind. Join us next week when we'll be talking about The Dirty Dozen.
Isn't that with that old husky, dusky Jim Brown?
Mm-hmm.
Is he still throwing people out the window?
I don't know. He used to play football.
I bet he did.
Bye,